So my wife and I are visiting a thrift store in Alameda, and I'm browsing around and I see this beauty sitting on a shelf all by itself. Pick it up, looks pristine. There's barely any dust on it, and it's selling for $35. So I take the gamble, get it for $35, put a new battery in it, and it works perfect. That camera is this, the Nikon FE with the Tamron 28 to 85 f4 attached to it. Honestly, when I saw it there, I thought it was too good to be true. There's no way this thing works. There must be something wrong with it. Especially the store was selling it for only $35. Right now, just the body of this lens is going for a couple $100 on eBay. So this was an absolute steal. But I had to put it through like a real test. So I put in some Kodak Color Plus 200 and walked around the city to see what exactly this camera can do. Nice. Let's talk about the Nikon FE. So a couple cool features of the Nikon FE. It takes Nikon F-mount lenses, which are super easy to get. There's a million different types of F-mount lenses you can get. Some very expensive, some very cheap. So, you have a lot of really great options for lenses. The ISO goes all the way down from 12 up to 3200 with the usual exposure compensation dial. The shutter speed goes to 1,000th of a second and even has a mechanical shutter at 90. So when you shoot 1/90th of a second, you don't really need a battery unless you want to use the light meter. Which the light meter, super intuitive, easy to see exactly what the camera thinks the setting should be. It has an auto setting, auto really meaning aperture priority, which is the #1 way I like to use this camera. I think it does a really good job of guessing the right exposure, but I think shooting this camera in aperture priority is really where it shines. It really feels like a great everyday carry type of camera. It has a self-timer and it even has this really cool, whoa, my light fell, so it might look a little bit different. It has a really cool feature for double exposure. So you hold a little lever while you advance it, and then it basically doesn't advance the film and you're still able to take another shot. So you're able to do as many exposures on one shot as you'd like, which I think is super cool, and I'm looking forward to experimenting with it. So I got some really cool shots from the test roll I did. I especially like this one of the guy smoking a cigarette on the side of the street. I think it's real, has a cool vibe. I have a similar shot of this guy between some pillars, kind of, hanging out. I opted for Kodak Color Plus because it's a cheap film. This was the first roll I shot with this camera from buying it at a thrift store, so I didn't really know for sure if it was gonna work right away, so I wanted to not, put in Portra 400 right away and ruin it. Overall, I'm super happy with the results. I can't wait to shoot more with it. I'm also super hyped about the lens that came with it. It's a really cool zoom range, only down to f4. Honestly, with film, for the most part, I rarely shoot wide open anyway. I think having the option to go super wide or super tight is gonna be a lot of fun. Most of my film work has been done with prime lenses, and when I'm doing street photography, there's been times where I felt limited by the focal length for the shot that I wanted. It's very spur of the moment. So having a zoom lens for film is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm hoping to really capture some cool stuff. That does make sense. The Nikon FE might be a competitor for my everyday camera. There's just something about the usability of the Nikon that is just fun to use. It's hard to explain. It just feels good. It even sounds good. You heard that shutter? This is my first time owning a Nikon digital or film. So if there are any particular lenses or, Nikon specific things I should check out, please comment below. I'd appreciate it. All right. I think that's it.